Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. So you guys, listen, these videos are for us to just get familiar with this show called Being a Clubber, because let me tell you something, it's a really good show. And I think that moving forward and maybe throughout December, I'm probably going to be doing the lives when I'm reviewing this show. So if you are somebody that was enjoying Utando Nestembu lives in this last season that we had, you're probably going to want to join us when we do the lives for this show. So you are going to want to know who is who in the zoo of the clubbers, okay? So these videos are important for that reason, okay? They've only had two episodes, episode 1 and episode 2. There are some of the videos that I've posted. I think this is like my fourth video on this channel about this show. It is a good one, you guys. So take the time and watch these videos, understand who is who in the zoo, because there's a lot of drama going on with these family members, so that you know when something is going on, who is fighting with who. And you also know, you guys, that when a reality show is taking place like this, things will be written on their social media. People will be shading each other on their social media. So we also have to go and follow these people on their social media so that we know what's going on, how they are reacting to the show while we are watching the show. So here is T, you guys. T is one of the daughters, Bagababu Klaba. She is part of the show. One of I think all of the children are friendly, you guys. I haven't seen anybody that is looking like they are not friendly or nice on the show. Thanks, Andy. So Utina is very nice. I like her style. She looks like she's one of the coolest in terms of her style. She seems to be getting along with her siblings, and but we haven't seen any of the siblings interacting with their stepmother. So it looks like, even though all of them are saying that they might get along with their father, but the relationship with their stepmother seems to be complicated. Now, with Uti, obviously she has a stepmother, Uswazi, who's married to her dad, but also Unkulu, who's supposed to be an ex to her dad, the recent ex to her dad, is also not her mother. So Uti has an issue with Unkulu, and she does not visit her Avoca, because remember, I did say that Ubab has two houses, a Pine Town, that's a Avoca. Avoca, that's where his kids live, and a Pine Town, that's where he lives with his wife, if I understood correctly. Now, she does not visit Avoca. When she goes, if she is forced to go there, she says that, or it was her sister that explained that even if she has to drop off something, she would go by the gate and then drive off. So akangeni endlini. So her sister was trying to find out, ukuthi kanti what happened? How come she does not come to visit her Avoca? There was a time when they used to go and visit Avoca when they were kids. And it's not just her, it's her and other siblings as well. Now, Avoca, remember, Unkulu is staying there. Unkulu, the recent ex, the one that claims that she's not yet divorced from Uklaba, and her kids and the other kids as well. It looks like, if you are the Klaba kids, you are allowed to come and live in the house, okay? How the dynamic is like living with everybody there, I don't know. We haven't seen it, but that would be interesting to actually get to see it. Now, she says when she's trying to explain to her sister why she doesn't go Avoca, she says that when she was a child, at some point, she got sick. She had visited Avoca, and after she visited Avoca, bekune okay, wancinzwa imbungulu Avoca, she went back home, she got sick. And when she got sick, her father was called to come see her. There was that exchange I talked about when I did episode 1 review, where her father came to see her, but when he just arrived, he got a call and immediately left without finding out what was happening with her, and never came back. As part of that whole story of T being sick, they had found out that somebody in Avoca was using, the Gogo what magic, okay? The magic that you go to Gogo what to say, Gogo what, I need to take care of this person, okay? And then they give you a makata kata and you do that. Basically, Uti, even though she did not directly say Unkulu Yatarata, but she said that there was a prophecy that in Avoca there was somebody ogangayo, and ngesiZulu masithi uyaganga, we just mean that kunomthakathi, okay, there is a witch in the family. If they say kunomuntu ogangayo in the family, amaZulu, we mean kunomthakathi ekhaya, okay, siyahloniphisa nje, okay, sihloniphisa ukuthi kunomthakathi ekhaya. So basically that's what T was saying, that after she was sick, the prophecy, which would not be strange really, because basonte Zion, prophets of Zion, the prophecy that had come out or come up was that Avoca, there was a witch. Now, the kids and the mother, the stepmother, were living in Avoca, and the stepmother that lived in Avoca was Unkulu. Okay, so my understanding was that she is saying Unkulu or was ubenukwa ukuthi uyathakatha, okay? Now, and I feel like even with the daughter Ubuhle, that's how she interpreted it, because when she was doing a diary session, when she was having a conversation with Unkulu, she explained it the same way, that she feels like the other siblings would go by Obona and they will hear things, but they will not come back and tell Unkulu that's what they've heard, okay? Let me tell you something, you guys. The one conversation when Ubuhle was talking to Unkulu, I liked Unkulu. I liked her energy. I just didn't understand a woman that would be saying, listen, my husband left 20 years ago and never came back, but she hasn't done anything to divorce that man. That I don't understand. But just her energy, she did not seem like she was an evil woman. She did not say even anything evil about Uxaba. She did not say anything evil about Uxaba's wife. She did not shade anybody. She just really just had a very matured conversation with her husband's daughter. So from just that, I just felt like, okay, I did not feel like she is that evil woman that they are presenting her to be. But maybe in the coming episode, we are still going to learn. But I'm liking Unkulu, and I feel like she's going to be a nice addition to the show. That whole dynamic of her saying that she's not divorced yet from Muklaba, and we are going to have to find out who's lying. Is Klaba lying about divorcing her, or is she lying about not being divorced from Muklaba? We're going to find that out. And also, we're going to find out, is she the evil woman that all of them are saying that she is? Because some of them are claiming that when she was still their stepmother, when she was still married to their dad, she did not treat them well. Okay, and when you have multiple people claiming the same thing, a lot of the times, it turns out to be true. So that is going to be interesting to find that out, because I really did like her, just meeting her in that one scene. So I do wonder how that is going to change in terms of just it changing my mind, because I felt like I liked the woman that I saw in that scene when she was just sitting and having that conversation. But yes, T is claiming that when she was sick at some point as a child, it was a prophecy that somebody in Avoca uyatagata, and lo mtagati lo, it looks like it was this stepmother here, which is Unkule. The way that Ubuhle talked in the diary session, it seemed like Uti was not the only one that claimed such. It means that Uti is the only one that has been able to come on the show and tell us about the prophecy. But it sounds like there are other siblings that have claimed the same thing when it comes to Onkulu. So I guess at some point we might actually find out that Unkulu is that evil person that everybody is saying. But that is going to be interesting for me, because honestly, when I was watching her in that one scene that she shot, I felt like she really is sounding like a really good person that has just stayed too long in a marriage that she shouldn't have stayed in, because 20 years of waiting for her husband to come home is too long, man. Okay, it is too long. Anyways, you guys, so these are the dynamics, honestly, that make this show very relatable. The dynamic here, your family, where you have um families where siblings have different mothers, you know, the stepmothers situations, the church, you know, and the hypocrisy that comes with the, you know, people that go to church, you know, the father that is there but absent. Because I think that this show is going to help us to face lento yoguti. Sometimes when you have too many kids, you can be there, but you cannot help being absent, because there is no way that when you have 23 kids, you know, and 24 hours a day, you can be able to be there for all 23 of them. It does not matter how much you try. There are kids where you are not going to be able to be there for those kids. So Uxaba might be their dad, okay, but he might not be. It does not look like he is a present dad. He is a their dad, but he is not a present dad. So those elements are elements that is those are the elements that are going to make this show more watchable, more relatable. People are going to watch it and be like, this is what I'm dealing with when it comes to me and my siblings. This is what I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with my stepmom, when I'm dealing with, you know, my father. And that's why it's going to be enjoyable to actually watch. And this is just one season, okay? And I really feel like it's a good show. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure that you like it before you share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginethanda kakhulu.